No, I was gonna say like Dukes of Hazzard style, but he leaped through the window. He didn't even open the door because it was locked at that point, and sat on my brother dead. And it's hard trying to process that. Some days I wake up and I'm okay, and then it's just like I um can't even process it. And it's like one of my brother's friends said, justice was served, because I don't think I could go through court having to look this man in the face if he lived. I'm sorry, I couldn't. I don't think I don't think I could. I wouldn't want to like endure having to go from court to court to court. And I feel like justice was served, and I feel like more justice is going to be served. I don't know what it is about people. Like, people keep harassing me, right? Because that's what people love to do. And the Reddit doesn't really want to admit that they're stalking or harassing me. I'm like, continue. When the law takes over, I just don't know. I'm just, people think it's a joke until, like, it's not, because, I mean, I'm going to have to ask. So I have funds for my therapy. They're going to pay for that, like the state is. It was funny that someone said, they were like, oh, we're going to report you to the police and tell them you frauded them. Like, when you're okay, so the crimes victims has to help any victim in a crime. They don't care if you have money or not. They don't care. Like, I didn't scam them. They had to help with the funeral costs. It was up to $6,000. So they didn't have. We went up to $6,000 because the service, the cremation, the casket, the urn, and the cards for my brother's service, that went up to $6,000. So we didn't have any money left over to bury him. I have to pay that out of pocket, and that's an extra $4,120 that I don't have, that I now have to wait for GoFundMe to process. Mind you, here's where there was some girl, my mom says some girl made some video literally talking about people who can't read, that you're not going to address it. Yeah, because you can't read. That's why you won't address it. Because if you could read, the GoFundMe says that it's going to funeral costs, and it's also going to help move or to my family. So let's get one thing correct, because it's like crazy, right? That people won't address the not reading, because it literally says that whatever's left over goes to me. So if you didn't want any leftover money to go to me, then you shouldn't have donated to GoFundMe. That's just crazy. And to literally sit here, argue, and complain with me, and complain and be like, you can't read. Because if you could read, you would have read that before you donated. How is that scamming when I'm supposed to get the money? Especially, it says that the rest of the money goes to us. It doesn't say for moving technically, but that's what I'm going to save it for, because obviously I do need a place, and I do need to like move. So, and I don't have access to the GoFundMe. It's all still sitting there because we sent the information in for it to be processed. But it's so crazy harassing his friends for helping, all because the GoFundMe says it's supposed to go to me, but you're mad. How am I, like, I don't understand scamming when it comes to people saying that, because it's just like, no wonder why the USA ranks poorly in education. I mean, we got one dumb president who's running the country, and a bunch of dumb idiots that blindly listen to everything he says. And then on top of that, we got more dumb idiots who can't read, who literally try to tell other people on the internet when it's like, you have a 5th grade education. That's how I feel. Like, you dropped out at 5th grade. Because what in your mind makes you think that I'm not going to need money for expenses like moving or etc. or anything. I don't have my clothes. People don't understand how a crime works. So when you're in a crime, right, especially because the car is part of evidence, I can't get anything out of the car because it's evidence, meaning that my clothes have to be left the way they were when the car crashed. They have to process the car and let me get. Now they're letting me get stuff out, but I can't get stuff out. I'm not even gonna go into the details or the reasons why. I gotta wait. I'm trying to get my stuff out before they throw it away, but I have no clothes. I had no clothes. They took the only pants I was wearing because they had blood on it. They said, any clothes that has blood, we have to take that because they took pictures before they removed any clothes. Sorry. So they took any clothes that had blood, and the one that had blood was only my pants. So they took my pants. They gave me these like paper pants or whatever they are. If you've ever been in a crime, then you know you put these like white jumpsuit pant things on, and then they what did they do? They didn't give me. They gave me clothes. They were gonna look and see if they had pants for me, because I didn't have no clothes at that point because the car is totaled. They have to leave it there for evidence. I just got my credit cards back because they sped up the process. And so, yeah, even though I got my credit card back, I don't have any money. Zero, zilch, because, you know, I was broke at that point. All the money went to put gas in the car. You know, what do you do? Car parts, getting the car fixed, trying to get the car registered. It was a lot. So, anyways, so I had no clothes at that point. My family took me to the thrift store. I do really appreciate like people like that were saying their condolences and stuff, but it was a little weird. Like right at the crime scene, there was someone that literally showed up and like knew me from TikTok that was like, sorry for your loss. Right at the crime scene when they're taking like as I was trying to like process that was like a little weird to me, even though I understand, but it was uncomfortable for my family and also my brother's friends that were there. It's a little weird because it's like you showing up to like a crime scene and being like, my condolences is, I do understand that, but you know, I had just had something happen to me, and then there's people there like wanting to not take pictures, but say they were sorry. You know what I mean? It's just a little. Justin Wade, who is the pastor, I don't know why he's saying I wrote him a letter that I slept with my brother. That's really weird. I'm not gonna go argue and back and forth with someone that's irrelevant. I'm not gonna go back and forth with my uncle either because it's not even worth it at this point. I'm like, why am I going back and forth with people when my brother is not buried? I still have to wait for the GoFundMe to be processed. There's still a lot going on. It's frustrating, and I'm not gonna go back and forth with people online, especially because people don't know my uncle how I know him. And I do want to say, yes, he is lying, and I am going to address that because when I was in elementary school, and for him to say that I was old enough that he said I could stay with him, no. What happened was that I was in elementary school, and I would remember all the times he would go yell at my mom for no reason. It just became a point where he threw us out. We became homeless. My other uncle was gracious enough to talk to the guy he knew at a motel. He worked. There's this guy that worked at a motel, and he talked to him and helped us get a couple of days free, or I don't know how long it was. I think a month we stayed there. before we went to the shelter Joy Junction. But anyways, I was in elementary school, and I do remember I don't want help from him because he he's mad I won't give him updates, and I'm like, well, what family needs to know updates? His family never cared. He never cared. He never cared to take care of his mother, and he wants to say my dad stole from my grandmother. No, he's the one who stole from my grandmother. He even blamed her sister for stealing from her bank account when he's the one who stole from her bank account. She had a fence. She was supposed to get up a new fence, and he took the money for that fence, and like she never got a fence. Like he took from her bank account. Even his own son said that he stole from her. So for him to, he loves to blame other people but not blame himself. And I'm sorry, but I don't want to talk to him. That's why none of my uncles want anything to do with him. And I was talking to them. I was like, well, he's online saying all of this stuff. He's not helping. He wants to help himself. He doesn't want to help me.
Okay.
He just wants to help. Like, he just wants to help himself. I don't need help from someone who is like that, you know, who's an a-hole. Bumblebee. Sorry, guys, it was a bumblebee. But anyways, it's crazy. Like, people expect me to accept help from someone who literally, okay, so my mom did want to stay with him when we were in the car, and my brother did too, and I was like, no, why? So he could find some reason and say get out. Like, it's not happening. I was lying. Well, I should know. I lived with him. And also, if I'm lying, then why do my uncles not want anything to do with him? Considering the fact I'm not lying that he stole the house that wasn't his because he couldn't pay his rent. Let's be 100% real, because he was about to be homeless. He couldn't pay the rent at his house. He needed a place. The house is not his. That's his son's house. It's in the will. And you know what else is in the will? To take all the furniture that was in the house. We could have took the refrigerator. We could have took everything and left nothing in there. Because it says that we get everything. Like, I don't have to lie about my relative that none of my mom's side of the family wants anything to do with except his side of the family. Hello? Like, his brothers don't want to talk to him anymore. And my grandma's sister wants nothing to do with him. Most of the side of the family wants nothing to do with him. And if I was to reach out to the rest of the family and tell him all the crap he's saying about me online and all this stuff, like, that's really going to make them not want anything to do with him. Like, he's the black sheep of the family for reasons, because he made himself that way. I don't have to lie. I'm not the one who came on here coming to the internet because I'm mad I won't get updates. There's a reason why people are not giving you updates about your sister. Use your common sense. And for him to say that my mom would think differently, no, she wouldn't think differently. She doesn't want to talk to you either. Like, if I'm not giving updates to people, especially if there's like family members not giving updates to certain family members in situations, that should tell people why they don't. That's a clear indicator of why someone doesn't get updates. There are certain people I do not want to talk to anymore, and I'm sorry. Like, I'm so for real. Like, okay, I'm trying to be cordial. You know, obviously the history between me and my brother's ex, but there are just some things that I can't. Like, I don't know if she wrote that paragraph or not. She says she didn't, but I'm not. Like, I'm tired of going back and forth and then being told things that I shouldn't be hearing because I was a victim of a violent crime. Like, you're telling me, and I'm trying to process my brother grieving, excuse me, on top of everything else. I dyed my hair, but anyways. So, that's just basically everything that's going on, and I'm like, I'm not gonna go back and forth and argue with my uncle just because he wants to make himself look good. That's all it is. He wants to make himself be less of a horrible person. When I told him that this happened, he was posting on Facebook and waited 2 days, I'm talking 2 days, to say, how's my sister doing? I didn't know if my mom was dead or alive. Like, I didn't even know if both my mom and my brother had died. And I thought I lost both of them because it said 2 people died, so I thought maybe my mom and my brother died and the guy was still alive. And I messaged him right away to say something happened to your sister. And you wait 2 days, and when I told you the day I told you you're posting stuff about Jesus, about God, about this, about that, and then you're posting on Facebook but you can't even respond. And then you ask me how she's doing. If you want to know how she's doing, you could have went down to the hospital to see how she's doing. That's what I told my mom, but I said, if he always causes problems, I wouldn't want him there in the first place. But if you really cared, you wouldn't have waited 2 days. If the family was so concerned. Yeah, I did leave my uncle on red. I did leave him on red. I didn't respond to his Facebook Messenger because I did, but then I got frustrated. I said, no, why do I need to respond to him? He waited 2 days to ask or to even care how my mom was doing, and when he finally did, it was like 2 days after. Like, why wait 2 days? Your sister was in a crime and you wait 2 days. That's your sister. Imagine if your sibling was in a crime. Like, when my brother was in an accident, I didn't wait 2 days. Like, right away when we found out, we were immediately at the hospital. Like, this dude is crazy. Like, to take family drama on the internet and try to say I'm lying and then argue back and forth with me through the internet because you can't reach me is so crazy. But yet, people want to say I'm a horrible person, but yet, why is he responding to me through the internet and not through messages or texts or my phone or things like that? That should really tell you why he doesn't have access to things. And to literally tell people, well, I don't want his money. I don't care if he offered to bury my brother. I'm not accepting money from someone who is the reason why I've been in this situation of being homeless, because he threw me out. If my grandpa was alive, he would have never been able to do that. I'm just saying. My grandma waited a whole week to go to the hospital. And why? Like, there's just so much that I could bring, but this is not about him. This is not about my past. This is about, like, the crime I went through and about waiting for the GoFundMe to get processed so I can bury my brother. I'm not going back and forth with irrelevant people that want nothing more than to be on the internet fighting back and forth. That just doesn't make sense to me. Like, especially people making videos, over 1 minute videos to make money. That's one thing that pissed me off. Is like, I was telling someone, I was like, these people are making thousands of dollars off of talking about me. They're making all this money and I'm still homeless and can't even get help because people are trying to use my social media to say they can help me. Like, it made me infuriated because I'm like, this is not right, considering the fact that people still keep constantly harassing me. They keep stalking me when I go out places and they're like, oh, look, she's spending money on this, and this. How can I spend money on a GoFundMe I don't have the access to? I don't have the login information. I don't have anything. Sorry, the sun is kind of getting in my eyes. What time is it? My mom's gonna call soon and I gotta get back in and probably go watch a movie. The Breakfast Club. Right? But yeah. You know, people could say that I'm scamming people, but like I said, the GoFundMe money's still there. GoFundMe knows that. If they don't release the funds, I'm just gonna have to take legal action. Somebody literally stuck their eyelash to that. Somebody stuck an eyelash there, and I think it was. I hope that wasn't. Someone asked me for eyelashes when I was in the bathroom doing my makeup, and I gave them a pair of lashes, and now I can't see. Yeah, and so, I gave them some lashes, and I gave them that liquid liner because I was like, I'm not gonna use it from the makeup box, and I mean, art is an expression, right? She drew all over her face with the liquid liner, and then she was like, it's a little stick bug or a praying mantis. It's tiny. Oh, that is so neat. It's a little like praying mantis. It's like tiny. Anyways, so then she was like, oh, do you have like contour, or I don't know, bronzer? And I was like, no, I don't have bronzer. Then she's like, do you have a brown? She grabbed my brush and started using it. And I was like, no, because first of all, like, I get it, but like, you don't share makeup with people. You don't like, but the liquid eyeliner was unused, and the lashes were like, the lashes, they were, how do I say this? They were brand new lashes I got. They were the ones I got from Five Below. And so, she was like, do you have any lashes? I was like, sure, I don't mind giving things away because I have lashes in storage too, and I just bought some more lashes. So, anyways, this sun, is in my face. Anyways, Smokey is stupid as fuck. I'm gonna say that. If you want to believe whatever comes out of that bastard's mouth, I really don't give a fuck. And I'm gonna say it. I don't give a fuck about people that don't even have hardcore receipts. If you can show hardcore receipts that I took money out of GoFundMe without showing a video of me just going shopping, then shut the fuck up, because a video of me going shopping does not say that I took money from GoFundMe. Like, duh. You know how much people sent money to my freaking PayPal and my Cash App? Yeah. And that money went because I had to take a Lyft where I lived. I didn't live that far from the hospital, but I couldn't take the bus at night for safety reasons. So I took a Lyft to and from the hospital every week until we got to where we needed to get to be safe. So, yeah. So I took a Lyft, and then on top of that, I used the money to pay whatever bills were due. So I paid the bills up till the money was gone. So that money went to pay storage. That money went to pay the phone bill, and I kept paying off storage until the money ran out, and basically. So, yeah, that's where that money went. GoFundMe is still sitting there, like the 7,000 still sitting there. It's obviously it has not been touched. If GoFundMe doesn't process it, everyone said that I can sue. I have a case. I'm just gonna sue GoFundMe because my brother needs to get buried, and GoFundMe is bullshitting. They know the money is sitting there. I'm not playing these games. Like, I will, and even if I have to sue whoever spread that, whatever it is, that rumor or something, I will sue, because I'm not gonna, like, you're not gonna sit here and say I scammed people. That's defamation, especially if I have proof I didn't scam people. And I have proof where the money came from, because the family members that gave me the money will speak. And I have receipts for everything. I mean, unless you want to lose your paycheck. Like, I don't understand. People do not learn. Jay-Z is literally suing someone for defamation. I literally have the funds to sue people if I talk to whoever helped me, because I have funds for my therapy. I can talk to them and say, hey, can I use that money for a lawyer? Is that money accessible for a lawyer? Boom, get a lawyer, sue people, and you know, like you, like I don't know what people are gonna learn to not run around and say things that are not true, because when you run around and say things that aren't true, like I really had to fix my face, but anyways, like yeah, I don't understand. It just doesn't make sense. Like, to be running around and saying things and then think you're gonna get away with it, that's crazy. Because my mom was telling me, she's like, there's a lot of defamation cases on GoFundMe, and I was like, yeah, but people are not gonna donate for that, and you know, I really need the legal help, so. Oops, my phone. My phone isn't heating because it's in direct sunlight. And why is that? Because you said so? You said no one should give me money. That's probably because you don't get money. That's why you're mad. I think most of the people that are mad that I got money is because they wouldn't get money if they needed it. Like, if they made a GoFundMe, it sounds like jealousy. I don't know why you're jealous over someone getting money for help for for a burial for someone that was murdered, but that's crazy. Wow. What? Yeah, they did a GoFundMe for my brother. That's why I'm here. They only helped up to like 6,000. Yeah, he was. We were in a violent. We were sleeping in our car, and this guy jacked our car. And
Were you sleeping at a park?
Yeah.
That was right by my house.
Yeah, that was us.
Oh, really? I'm so sorry. Your mom
He,
was with you?
yeah, he shot my brother in the head.
That's what my husband didn't get killed that way. He got killed at a gas station and he got shot in the head.
Yeah.
And the state only helped him $6,000. I had to pay $2,100 for his burial.
Yeah, for my brother, the burial is 4,120 on top of like 6,000, because that's for the, I don't know if it includes everything, she said, including the headstone where we're having him buried. So
They
yeah.
didn't help me with that, but it was 4 years ago.
Yeah, but we're still waiting for the GoFundMe to be processed because people said I was scamming. My family gave me money after my brother's service, and I went and got stuff, and I guess someone filmed me and said I was using the GoFundMe money. I don't have access to it. My brother's friend does. And so GoFundMe is, I don't know if they're looking into it. They're still looking into it. We sent them information, but it's not being processed.
Have you tried calling them?
My brother's friend is contacting them.
Yeah, see, you know what probably it is? I'm not going to lie to you. Once the state helps you and you get that $6,000 from them, you're not allowed to set a GoFundMe page.
Well, that's what she told me is that to make a GoFundMe, the she was hired from the mayor. She was hired by the Okay, guys, my mom's calling me. So I'm gonna go, and then I'm gonna go watch a movie before I can't, because they turn the TVs off at a certain time. So, anyways, I'll try to be back on tomorrow. Sorry, I had to mute the mic, but I'll be back on tomorrow. But yeah, so yeah, we'll see you guys later. Because my mom's calling me and I need to fix my makeup because I think I messed up. You know, because I was like upset, you know. But yeah, anyways, I'll see you guys tomorrow, okay, guys? Bye.